morning, everyone. Thank you very much for the organizers for this lovely meeting and this important session, giving us the updates on the new trials that have been launched this year. And we will start with Professor Mahmoud Hassanein, who is well known to all of us, professor of cardiology in Alexandria University, and he's going to give us the secure trial.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to first thank the organizing committee, YEVA, على رأسهم الأستاذ الدكتور أشرف رضا, for inviting me to this prestigious meeting. My talk is about the secure trial, which is a polypill strategy in secondary prevention. It was published in the New England Journal of Medicine just very recently, September 2022, and it was presented for European Congress of Cardiology last August. The background of a polypill that includes key medications associated with improved outcomes, aspirin, angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor, and statin, has been proposed as a simple approach to the secondary prevention of cardiovascular death and complications after myocardial infarction. In this phase 3 randomized controlled clinical trial, patients with myocardial infarction within the previous 6 months were assigned to a polypill-based strategy or usual care. The polypill treatment consisted of aspirin, 100 milligrams, ramipril, different doses, 2.5, 5, or 10 milligrams, and atorvastatin, 20 or 40 milligrams. Primary composite outcome was cardiovascular death, non-fatal type 1 myocardial infarction, non-fatal ischemic stroke, and urgent revascularization. A key secondary endpoint was a composite of cardiovascular death, non-fatal type 1 myocardial infarction, or non-fatal ischemic stroke. يمكن ده الديزاين of the study. زي ما احنا شايفين البوليبيل is just one pill containing aspirin ACE inhibitor سواء 2.5 5 أو 10 ملغ واتورفاستاتين 20 or 40 ملغ. اوكي، حوالي 2500 عيان post myocardial infarction were randomized للبوليبيل or usual care. اليوجوال كير هم نفس الكومبوننتس of the polypill، هو برضو aspirin وACE inhibitor ramipril واتورفاستاتين but 3 tablets instead of 1. لما نيجي نشوف الريزلتس of the primary endpoint هنلاقي ان كان الهازارد ريشيو 0.76 والبي significant P less than 0.001 for non-inferiority and P equals 0.02 for superiority. بالنسبة للكي second endpoint still hazard ratio 0.70 والP less than 0.005. وده يمكن هنا الكيرز بيوريني البرايمري اوتكم اليوجوال كير والبوليبيل فور ذا برايمري اوتكم. زي ما قلنا الهازارد ريشيو 0.76 وفور نون انفيريورتي البي less than 0.001 and for superiority P equals 0.02. الكومبوزيت second endpoint اللي هو composite of cardiovascular death, non-fatal myocardial infarction and stroke, still الهازارد ريشيو 0.70 usual care versus البوليبيل. بالنسبة للسب جروبس الريسك of primary outcome event can consistent across subgroups, whether the country, age, sex, presence or absence of diabetes, chronic kidney disease, and previous vascular event. The results were consistent across pre-specified subgroups. Medication adherence as reported by the patients was higher in the polypill group than in the usual care group. ويمكن ده يمكن هو الأساس أو السيكريت of success اللي هو adherence, patient adherence to the treatment. Adverse events were similar between groups. In conclusion, a treatment strategy based on a polypill containing aspirin, atorvastatin, and ramipril led to a fewer recurrent cardiovascular events following myocardial infarction, presumably due to improved adherence. ودي نقطة في منتهى الأهمية بالنسبة للsecondary prevention. Use of a polypill strategy is safe with no differences in adverse events between groups, and use of a cardiovascular polypill as a substitution approach could be an integral part of a global strategy to improve secondary prevention. Thank you for your attention.
دكتور محمود، هيبقى في مشكله في الفلكسبيليتي والدوزنج ولا البوليبيل؟
يعني البوليبيل كان فيه 3 دوز من رامبريل، 2.5 و5 و10، اتورفاستاتين 20 و40. فهنا في فلكسبيليتي اوف دوزنج. هي الفكره فيري اتراكتيف. العيان لما بيبقى بياخد 4 5 ادويه الكومبلاينس بيقل قوي، لكن لما بتدي له 1 بيل بوليبيل ده بيسهل الادهرنس. وده يمكن الفرق، لان الكنترول جروب كانوا بياخدوا ذا سيم ميديكيشنز، كان بياخد اتورفاستاتين واسبرين وراميبريل، لكن البرايمري اوت كام كان احسن بكتير في البوليبيل ارم.
في الانتي هايبرتنسيف دراجز ممكن نحتاج ان احنا ندي more than one drug for control of hypertension. It is preferred ان احنا عشان to cover 24 hour ان احنا نعمل separation between different types of antihypertensive. As this will be problematic for score or not. انا هاخد اكتر من انتي
هو طبعا
هايبرتنسيف.
يمكن الكنترول اوف هايبرتنشن ساعات وي نيد مالتيبل ميديكيشنز، لكن ما يمنعش ان انا هستعمل البوليبيل. واف يو وود لايك تو مثلا كنترول البلاد بريشر، عايز تزود املوديبين او عايز تزود دايريتك، البوليبيل هيبقى الامر اسهل بكتير.
اوكي. questions.
Thank you, Dr. Mahmoud. It was very elegant.
شكرا.
Let me ask you, because Dr. Mahmoud, now we are now changing from personalized medicine into globalized medicine. So a polypill that will be for everyone. For example, as you said, as he said, in hypertension, in now in ischemic heart disease, and later on heart failure. You are the expert in this. A polypill and heart failure, would this be also something significant?
هو الترايل دي كان بوست مايكاردال انفاركشن، عيانين جالهم مايكاردال انفاركشن within the past 6 months. فاحنا عارفين عيانين بوست مايكاردال انفاركشن دول هاي ريسك جروب، they would develop heart failure and other cardiovascular complications.
Thank you very much.